my loves, this is the Hair Plug 601 here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're just gonna go ahead and get straight into this video with this bomb red. It started out as this gross yellow, but we really worked it and we made it into this fire look right here. Look at my client, is she pretty? Okay, so while the unit was yellow, the first thing I did was hand painted the roots black, and then I dip dyed mixing a purple and a red. I'll put the colors in the description, rinsed it out, and then boom, look at that. See, just like that. And I was really happy with the results, and so was my client. So I'm gonna just start from right here. I've already braided my client down and applied the cap. I'll probably do a later video on how I do this process. But basically what you see me doing is being careful about how I peel the cap back and cut across the lace. I tend to be maybe a ½ an inch in front of the client's actual hairline, or as close as I possibly can, depending upon how close it is to her eyebrows. But basically I'm just carefully cutting and clearing away all the excess or the pieces that would hang and getting it as straight as I can across. What I think is important when doing this process is making sure, one, that you're positioned to where you don't cut your client's head. Oh my gosh. And also making sure that there aren't any extra pieces that'll like spread once you put the glue on there. And I also cut my back off. I'm not sure if everyone does that, but I hope y'all do. I forgot to turn my camera on for the last part, but all I did was apply a liquid foundation to her cap instead of a powder, and got the one that was closest to her skin tone. And so now what you see me doing is taking my glue and I'm going along the line of the cap. I'm not going in front of it, not going behind it. I'm directly on it just to make sure that it lays down flat and it doesn't roll up or whatever during my client's install. And so that's always my first layer. My first layer is always the line directly along the cap. Very, very detailed as far as how I get that to lay down. That's super important because I hate when you can see the cap under people's frontal. Like, make it lay down, for real. Stop playing. And the way I get started with my next layer is basically I just go maybe a ½ an inch behind where I applied the cap, and then I do that because I'm going to spread it back and forth. I'm going to spread it back some and I'm going to spread it forward some, just where I know in my head where the frontal is going to lay. So I don't go too far forward from where I put the cap, but I also go behind the cap a little bit, and that's just another layer. Also gonna make that cap lay down and blend so seamlessly when it dries clear. It is going to be perfect, and it's gonna be really fleshy almost, if that makes sense. I don't know, but y'all get it. Y'all see what I'm doing. Now, the way that I put the wig on, I always do this with my clients. I make them hold their head all the way back, and I've already found the center of the wig. So I'm going to press the center of the wig in the center of their head as good as I can, and then I'm going to come over to the side and I'm just going to line it up. It should line up really well because I've already like half put the wig on once so that I can see like where it should be positioned, and then I just go back to the exact positioning and I mesh the wig in so that it fits directly with their hairline. And as you can see, doing it this way, it is blending really well. It's not even completely stuck down, as you can see by the ear. I'm gonna have to go back and touch that part up with glue, but that's basically what I did. And so I know a lot of people go ahead and do their baby hairs before they style, but I like to get my partner styling out the way. As you can see, she made me switch the side that I had it parted on, but that's okay. I love you. It's cool. And the next thing I'm probably gonna do is take my wax stick, because that is my go-to product. I don't do an install without my wax stick. I need it. And so I just apply it to hold the hairs in place for where I'm gonna part, because I don't want them to get in my way. And when I do that, I'm gonna go over it with my hot comb, because my hot comb is going to help set it in, and it's just going to make everything blend so much better. I mean, we're getting all angles and sides, and like, what lace? We can't see it. Where is it? Oh, Okay. Another good piece of information is I always hot comb towards, like, straight to the back, as if I was going to put the client's hair in a ponytail, because that always makes it lay better with the side part, even the middle part to me, rather than just having using the hot comb going straight down. I like to use it going towards the back. What I'm doing now is basically combing out the baby hairs. I use my rat tail comb, and I basically try to start with most clients, depending upon their shape of their hairline, in the middle of their eyebrow. And then for the earpiece, I try to do whatever looks the most natural. I probably test a couple pieces out on each client, just because everything is based off the shape of a client's head, how natural the frontal that they provided is already looking. Sometimes they may need a little more baby hairs than others, and sometimes your client simply prefers to have a lot less baby hairs. So that all factors into how much you pull out and where you position them. So what I'm going to use to lay these baby hairs down is going to be setting lotion. My favorite one to use is by Bronner Brothers. I don't remember what they actually call the setting lotion, but I know the brand is Bronner Brothers. And so what I do with the setting lotion is I apply it to my hand, and then I put it on the brush, and I comb the baby hairs forward, kind of towards the eyebrows first, and then I start trying to swoop once I've combed them forward. If you start trying to swoop, your baby hairs will be too close to your hairline, and it doesn't really give that effect that people are going for, the effect that people kind of trend and go after right now. So what I do is comb them forward, and then I start to swoop, making a big C. And sometimes you have to go back and you have to correct the bottom, but all in all, that's pretty much what I do. For the ear, I do the same thing. I'm gonna end up cutting it, as you can see, because it's really long, but I'm gonna swoop it, and then once I get it in the shape I want, then I'll go back and cut it and make it look more natural. I think the one by the ear should be swooped a little bit more than the one at the top, just to give it that real C effect, if you can see it. So basically, I'm gonna just go ahead and do the other side the same way, and then I'm gonna tie it down with a wrap strip. And we had to get my girl together. It was her birthday. Yes, I did her makeup. I'm so proud of me. I'm getting better. I'm not a makeup artist, but I'm getting better. Woo! Now all of the hard part is over, and this is like my favorite part, which is styling. We're about to get into the styling portion, but before I style, I basically go through and make sure my part is situated the way I want. What you see me doing is separating more hair so that it separates where the track starts and where the frontal ends. And so that's important. I'm gonna come back with my wax stick, and I'm gonna go over that with a hot comb, just to make sure that that's seamlessly and it flows well. And then parting right there, to me, makes your whole install look a little bit more neat and a little bit more detailed. At this point in your install, you should be able to see how the frontal and the baby hairs are gonna look as far as finished look before you even go into the styling. So you'll know how it's gonna lay over the front. Is it gonna cover up too much of the forehead? Is the baby hair blending? Is the frontal and all the lace laid down completely? And I basically would touch any of that up before I even go into styling. Styling is literally my last step. I curl and I comb out and I am done. So I do all my finishing touches before I even go into styling. And the way I style everyone is the same. I divide the hair or the wig into 3 sections, my 2 sides and the back, and I start in the back with whatever technique I'm using, whether it's straightening or curling. And I probably will use a light oil and my Fantasia styling spritz, and that is it. That is all that I put on hair before I style, and then I go straight into curling. One of my main curling tips that I can give is to make sure that the curl is really hot, and then before you drop it, hold it in your hand, squeeze it or whatever, and let it cool some. And then when you drop it, that'll keep a lot of the bounce. Another good curling tip is to make sure that the curler is pointed up towards the ceiling, and then you're curling towards the back of the client's head and away from the face. Towards the back of the head and away from the face. That is my number one styling technique. I use it when I'm doing my hair, my wigs, my clients, everything away from the face. That is a golden cookie. That is a ticket right there. keep that in mind. So when I finish styling, what I'm going to do is take either my Sebastian Shaper Spray or my Fantasia styling spritz, and I'll do a video soon explaining what products I like to use and why, and detailing where you can get those products as well. Be on the lookout for that. Let me just say, these curls came out so good, so bomb. This hair curled like crazy, and it's really long too. I don't remember what the inch was, but it was some really long hair to get these type of curls. And for the comb out, basically, you know, I just comb towards the back as if I was gonna do a body wrap. Like, that is my go-to way to comb out, is like body wrap style. I do it in smaller pieces when it's longer hair so that I don't just rip through all of my curls. But basically, yeah, that's my comb out technique. Basically, what you're about to see is how I do my finishing touches, because even though this install looks great, it can always look better. We get OCD with our frontals, okay? We want everything to be perfect. So my next trick is basically spraying the bang with some holding spray so that it gives like a good amount of body. While it's combed back, we spray it, and then we push it back forward. It's gonna have a lot of body. It's gonna show us all the layers and everything that we have in the front of the wig and all that. And so this is the finished product. Look at this beautiful birthday girl. She was talking noise, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. See you next time.